Hi, I'm Neil Redfern and welcome to another short video where I talk you through how I shot one of my favourite photographs. This photograph was taken on a recent shoot on Formby Beach in the UK with my friend and amazing model Louisa. Before the shoot, my aim was to try and get 3 specific images which I pre-visualised beforehand. Model shoots like this are just for fun really, but even so, I like to try and picture the shots I want to take in my mind beforehand and then take my time on the night to get them right. With this shoot, my aim was to try and take just 3 images. I find it's much better to go into a shoot like this and take my time on just 3 shots, rather than trying to cram in too many ideas. Before I talk about the main shot, here's a little behind the scenes video of the 2 other images which I had in my mind before the shoot. For this one, I wanted to have just Louisa's foot in the frame, making a splash, which I would then backlight with a flash, as if she was running through a puddle in a wedding dress. It took us a few times to get it right because I had to have the flash hidden behind Louisa's foot as she put it down in the water, and it's quite tricky to get the angles right, but I'm pleased we stuck with it. Luckily for me, what really helped is that 2 people happened to walk through the scene just at the right time. I feel this really adds to the frame. If you ever try a shot like this, please remember to put your flash inside a couple of transparent bags, or freezer bags as I used, just to make sure you keep your flash dry. The last shots we took on the night were really simple, as they're all taken in natural light. I love silhouette photographs, especially if I can inject some movement into them to make the shot more interesting. So, to do this, I asked Louisa to walk through the water, kicking it up as she went. By exposing for the sun, Louisa turned into a silhouette, and it was then just a case of getting the composition right. A couple of minutes after these shots were taken, the sun set, so we just about got them done in time. So, on to the main photograph which I wanted to talk about. My idea here was to find a pool of still water which I could use as a mirror, and then ask Louisa to try and lie as close as possible to it. By shooting from a low angle, I knew that the reflection would work really well. My first couple of shots here were taken in natural light. There's nothing wrong with them as such, but I knew that by adding a couple of speed lights I could make the shot really pop and look much more vibrant. The speed light on the light stand in the water was set to a 1/4 power and had a Magmod grid and CTO gel attached. The grid lessened the spill of the flash and meant that the light was really concentrated on Louisa. By using a CTO gel, the light falling onto Louisa from the flash was quite warm. The advantage of using this technique is that by correcting the white balance in post, everything else in the frame, in this case the water and the sky, will go much more cooler and make for a more dramatic look. There is also a speed light behind Louisa too. This is there to give Louisa a nice rim light, which is a look which I really like as it helps us stand out from the background. The flash also had a CTO gel attached for the same reason as the front flash. By shooting manual, once I had my settings correct, I could then just concentrate on shooting and getting the composition correct. I started by shooting on the 85 lens before switching to the 35 lens. When it came to editing this image, apart from a little bit of skin smoothing which I did in Photoshop, this image was entirely edited in Lightroom. As you'll see, the first thing I do is apply my preset to the RAW file before cropping the image. After that, almost all my editing is done with the radial and graduated filters. Firstly, I drew a radial filter around Louisa to increase the exposure on her and used the HSL sliders to make the white balance correct for her skin, before adding another radial filter to affect everything other than Louisa. In this case, I cooled down the whole of the image except for Louisa to make the shot look more dramatic. And here it is, the final image. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. A massive thank you to Louisa for being such a brilliant model to work with, and also to my friend Alex who was on hand to help me and even managed to stop my bag from being swept into the sea when I was preoccupied taking photos. Both of them were amazing. Thank you very much again, and I'll see you next time.